The city of Montreal will no longer be systematically tearing down homeless encampments, and neither will the city of Longueuil, just south of Montreal. Last week, the mayor of Montreal, Soraya Martinez-Ferrada, said you can't just keep displacing these encampments and hoping things are going to get better. You can't just ignore human misery. She said that at a press conference alongside Catherine Fournier, the mayor of Longueuil. Police still have the option to sweep an encampment away, which can be devastating if you're a homeless person. In one case that I can think of, a man who was a cancer patient had lost the only photos he had left of a child of his that had died. This might seem like a small thing to anybody else, but to the people who live in these encampments, often they have their last possessions on earth there. And when they get swept up and raided and displaced, they lose all of that stuff, which is not really just stuff. It's some small part of who they are. And moreover, what's keeping them attached to life. One of the problems with homeless encampments is that sometimes the tents will be bunched together, and that's a fire hazard. Sometimes the food at the encampments attracts rats, and managing bathrooms in an encampment is a real problem. So the city has suggested that they will even provide porta potties, good idea, and that they might impose some kind of regulation around how the camp is set up. In Longueuil, there's actually much clearer rules, maximum of 5 tents, maximum of 1 bicycle per tent. Now, James Hughes, who runs the Old Brewery Mission, said this is a great first step. One of the main reasons being, so if you're working with an unhoused person and they have a medical appointment, or they have to go to court, or they have to meet with their social worker, if you know where to find them, it's a lot easier. If you displace their encampment, they get outside of the system, outside of all these resources that might be able to help them. Now, of course, we are addressing the symptoms here. We're not addressing the cause of the homelessness crisis, which is that housing is extremely unaffordable in Montreal. That's been a sort of 10-year process where rent, housing, those expenses have essentially doubled, and our salaries haven't doubled. And certainly if you're on social assistance, what you're getting every month hasn't doubled. It is a good thing that we finally have clarity around what are the rules surrounding encampments, when do the police intervene, apparently as a last recourse. And with this predictability, hopefully new measures will start to emerge. Plenty to criticize about this administration's approach to the unhoused crisis. Their reliance on the private sector to run social housing in one proposed project could be super problematic, but for the time being, it really is worth highlighting when they adopt harm reductionist policies. At the end of the day, this is about keeping people alive. You can't get someone off of drugs or off of the street or however you want to fix them. You can't make that happen if they're dead.